myself, Atkins, Hopkins, Cawthorn, and Young. That's 7.
You got 7.
You're live.
Yeah, go ahead and start streaming.
Great. We're streaming live now.
Okay, I'd like to welcome everyone to the regular session agenda for September the 9th, 2021. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hopkins.
Here.
Commissioner Johnson.
Present.
Commissioner Jackson. Commissioner Young.
Here.
Commissioner Burrell. Commissioner Cawthorn.
Present.
Commissioner Gage Watts. Commissioner Taliaferro. See you, but I didn't hear you. Jim, you there? You're on mute, I believe. Commissioner Atkins.
Here.
Commissioner Chavez.
Here, sir.
Commissioner Lazarus.
Here.
And Commissioner Epperson.
Here.
Okay, it looks like you have 9 present, 3 absent, and that is a quorum.
Okay. I'm clicking on the agenda, but it's popping up saying work session agenda.
That should have been corrected. Are you looking at remember, I sent out a corrected email yesterday. Where are you?
Okay, I think this is coming from yesterday. Hold on, maybe.
That may have been the
okay,
original one.
Okay, I'm ready now.
Perfect.
All
Sorry
right.
about that.
All right. If I can get Commissioner Chavez to do the invocation and Commissioner Cawthorn to do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yes, sir. All right, all heads bowed. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day that you've given us. Thank you for all the blessings. We ask that you keep us safe. We know that there's times of turmoil going on in our city. We just ask for your hedge of protection over each citizen here in the city of Shreveport. We thank you that we're able to do the will of the parish, and we ask that we do it as your will provides. In your Son's name, Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen.
All right. In the absence of being present, let's all offer our respective salutes. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner Chavez and Commissioner Cawthorn. Next item, please.
Okay, that brings us to agenda additions, where I am not aware of any agenda additions at this moment.
I don't have any.
Okay. Then at this point, it would be appropriate if you wanted to consider a motion to approve consideration of the items on the agenda under Louisiana Revised Statutes 42:17.1.
Move to adopt the motion to consider the items under Louisiana Statute 42:17.1.
Second.
Been moved by the chair, second by Commissioner Hopkins to approve the consideration of items under Louisiana Statutes 42:17.1. Roll call, please.
Hopkins.
Or does that pass by acclamation? Hearing no nays, it passes by acclamation.
Okay, that's
Next
great.
item.
At this point, the teleconference is attached. At this point on the agenda, there's no action required. But that brings us to citizens' comments, where citizens are asked to address the commission on issues other than zoning, can fill out a comment card in advance of the meeting, or can call in by phone at this point in the meeting. That phone number is 318-226-6596. Again, that phone number 318-226-6596.
I have 2 callers.
Okay.
Hello, Ms. Carla.
Yes.
Okay, you're able to speak now for citizens' comments. You have 3 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
My name's Carla Bunn. I'm Executive Director here at Compassion for Lives. I'm calling today I have questions in reference to your motions and the decisions are made based on your wording here. We're watching this here live on Facebook. I'd like to know how those motions are made and how you determine who's awarded. We're here every day, Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5, Friday from 8 to 1, because we care about the citizens here in Shreveport. We see the gaps and the barriers, and we're filling those gaps and barriers. I wanted to know, question is this based on metrics? Is this based on effective services? And is this based on efficiency? I also want to know, I spoke with Lyndon Johnson in reference to us partnering with Caddo Community Action Agency. And I'm feeling like this is a personal vendetta since I've had the phone conversation with Mr. Johnson, who had cursed at me with profane language. And I'm feeling more that this decision is made based on personal rather than effective services. A nonprofit 501c3, that's what we're here for. We're not here to make millions of dollars, but we do want to be able to service our community, and that's what we've been doing for 9 years. And this year, preferably, moving forward, has been a big year. We have been making change in the city of Shreveport. We have been in the street, in the trenches, working hard. And it breaks my heart. Every year, the commission gives us $5,000. If you would see if it's based on metrics, our metrics, I think that you would change your motions. I have Vanessa Smith here. She's our licensed public counselor who also was a part of the conversation we had with Mr. Johnson when he cursed at us for begging to get in Caddo Community Action Agency to help our community, to give them knowledge, which equals wealth. Also, he's on the board of Caddo Action Agency, which I feel is a conflict of interest. I will let you speak now with Vanessa Smith. I do apologize if you hear aggression in my voice. That is passion, and it's also a broken heart.
Good afternoon. My name is Vanessa Smith. I'm the co-founder along with Ms. Bunton. I am a licensed professional counselor and I am a licensed medical social worker. Master's level social worker. We have been doing this for 9 years. We've started in the jail, we've expanded into the community, and we're continually adding programs over here to become a one-stop shop for our community. And the fact that you have not evaluated or even asked for our outcomes is a little disheartening, because it's like you're making a decision based on stuff on paper where we can.
I'm sorry, hold on. Mrs. Vanessa, the 30 minutes is up for citizens' comments.
Did we lose audio?
I think what happened was, so Miss Bunton, who spoke first, I think Linda put the timer on, but then there was a second speaker, and I don't believe that the timer was reset. Linda, I believe it's appropriate to allow the second speaker 3 minutes as well. Can you
Mr.
confirm
Chair?
for us?
As soon as I informed her of the minute or the time had expired, she had disconnected the line. So I don't on the phone anymore.
Okay. Okay. Are there any other callers on the line?
No, there was one holding, but they also disconnected.
Okay.
Mr. President, Mr. Clerk, I mean, I think it'd be prudent and was the right thing to do if we could just give her a call back, give her a courtesy call back. I hate the call again.
I'm sorry, hold on one moment.
She may be calling back in now.
I have the other caller. He did not disconnect. He was just on hold on the other phone. Can he speak now?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Mr. Kirk, you have 3 minutes. Please state your name for the record.
Good afternoon to the panel. I appreciate having this time. I'm Dr. Kirk Williams from Compassion for Lives. And reason for the call is one while we definitely appreciate the consideration that the council gives us for the funds that we do receive, I would like the council to at least consider increasing the amount of funds received by Compassion for Lives. At Compassion for Lives, we actually offer a bevy of services through the Caddo Parish, and many of those services are in kind in nature. I myself provide a comprehensive IT training program that we actually have people that have graduated the program and gone on to work in IT positions in the city of Shreveport and in the parish. And all those classes are 100% free of charge, in-kind service to citizens of Caddo Parish to be able to help to get our parish citizens back to work and to learn new careers. We open the doors for anybody to come and take a look at our success rate, take a look at the stories that we have to tell, and take a look at the metrics that we have. It becomes increasingly hard to be able to provide those services when you have a lack of funds. So we just implore the council to at least consider the amount of funds being allocated. We're a grassroots organization. We're not consumer based. We don't sell a product or anything like that to be able to provide our services. Our services are provided pretty much in kind and with the funds that we receive from both the city and both the parish. So I just implore the parish to consider that. And remember, our doors are always open. You can come and see what we do. And I think if you saw it, if you saw the passion that's there, if you saw the stories that we are able to create, the jobs that we help to place people in, and the career changes that we help people make, I think you would agree that the work is happening, and just a little bit better consideration, we could even do more to be able to help further that. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
And is that the only other caller that we had, Linda?
That is it. And Dr. Smith or Mrs. Benton have not called back.
Okay, I did send a brief, they had called the office earlier, so I did have a contact number. I did send a brief message to them, and we'll follow up at a later point. Would you like me to give out that number again, or do you want to move on to the next section on the agenda?
I would like to suspend the rules to move up communiques and the president report.
A second.
Got a motion to suspend the rules to move up communiques and the president report. Been moved by the chair, seconded by Commissioner Epperson. Does that pass by acclamation, or do we need roll call? Hearing no nays. Hearing no nays, it passes by acclamation. Let's move to communiques, Mr. Clerk.
Okay. Under communiques, the first item we had is an admin report. The admin report was given at your work session, and this is just an opportunity to follow up on any discussion.
Yeah, we really don't have any. Good afternoon, commissioners, Commissioner Johnson. We don't have anything different than what we told you on Tuesday. The ERAP program is going forward really effectively and efficiently for us. Juvenile detention, we still have 15 juveniles, 6 17-year-olds, and 2 from Houma, Louisiana. And we have 8 at CCC. And the vaccination clinic went well yesterday. We had a lot of people participate in it, and folks had opportunity to get their first shot as well as their booster shot yesterday. And which I'm proud to say I took my booster shot as well yesterday. So I don't have the other information in terms of admin report, and that concludes my report for today.
Thank you, Dr. Wilson. Are there any commissioners that would like to speak now on communiques? Commissioner Jackson, I see your hand.
Dr. Wilson.
Sure.
Where I see where President Biden, and I believe I just sent you a link to it, is going to require all Head Start programs to receive all of their. Are you in touch with Mr. Guidry and his team? Because it's my understanding that the parish, that Head Start program is actually the parish's program.
That's correct.
And so a program that we're participating in will be, those employees will now be mandated to be vaccinated. Is that my
vaccinated? I will run the trap on that one, sir.
Okay, yeah, if you could take a look at that. And I'm also understanding that anybody that has any federal contracts will be required to have their employees vaccinated as well. So I don't know. I do know that the city operates on some federal contracts, particularly with the FAA and stuff like that. I don't know if we have any federal contracts, but if we could, explore those options as well. But clearly, there's something coming down the pipeline that's requiring employees to be vaccinated. Also, I sent you an email a couple of weeks ago about Cherokee Park.
Yes, sir.
Can we make sure that the project team, whoever is working on that, is available for that next Cherokee Park Association meeting? If they can be ready. The weather is cooling off now, so if they need to get over there now, I drove by there. The vegetation is up very high, and it's getting to be a little bad. And I think, we've been talking about it for about a year now, and I know the weather caught us. We had a pretty brutal winter, and winter kind of caught us. So if we can, I just want to get a head start on it, and if they can come over and present to those residents about, what's going to be done. How's it going to look, but also, let them know what the expectation is going to be going forward as well.
Yeah.
And I believe that meeting I believe they either meet the second or third Tuesday of the month. If my understanding of their meeting schedule is correct, they'll be meeting on September 21st, I believe. So if we can make sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I did respond back to you, Commissioner Jackson, on that.
Okay.
And also Ms. Donna Curtis responded back as well.
I didn't get I got your response that said.
Okay, I forwarded you her response.
But I didn't get her response at all.
Okay, I'll forward you her response. And she was already looking at it and mobilizing. So, but I'll send you what she sent me.
Yes, please do.
Okay.
And my last one is I just shot y'all an email from NACO. So if y'all could get back to me on the NACO email. Because I imagine they want us to follow up pretty quickly with them.
Well, was that in reference to Commissioner Jackson?
It was in reference to the rental assistance program.
Okay.
They want us to highlight the rental assistance program. I made some suggestions about how it can be formatted and things like that. But I also noted in my email that those counties, I guess we'll be the first parish since we're in Louisiana, but most counties who participate in the NACO webinars, eventually they go on to a larger pool to be vetted by the White House, and they're recognized and they present at a White House sort of symposium on how to deliver. So I think it'll be great national exposure, and just made some recommendations. So they reached out to me and I forwarded over for a quick internal conversation.
Okay, is this a follow-up from our discussion a week or so ago?
Yes, I think they like the information and would like to see us kind of format it, particularly, a PowerPoint or something so that people can follow, because we'll be on a national scale presenting this information. So I shot that over to you and shot that over to you. So if you could give me some information. I believe Haley should have gotten the email as well.
Okay.
But I think you copied on there too. So I think, like you sent it, it would have come from somebody named Michael Matthew.
Okay.
And that's it for me for administration response. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Commissioner Hopkins.
Commissioner
You just
Hopkins,
muted
you're
yourself,
muted.
Commissioner Hopkins.
I just want to take this time to say how much I appreciate Mr. Wesley and his group at Parks and Rec. The Richard Fleming Park looks great. I know there was a lot of hard work went into that, and there's some more work. Y'all are doing a great job. I wanted to let all the other commissioners know that on the 25th, Robert Nance Park got a byway grant, and they'll be adding some picnic tables, but they'll have a cleanup that day and a fish fry. So if you're looking for some good fish, come out on the 25th around noon, Robert Nance Park. Thank you.
Commissioner Epperson.
Yes, sir. Dr. Wilson, if you would convey to Mr. Wesley, I received some complaints from citizens around Pinchback Park this weekend. Excessive crowds, loud music, and gunshots on Sunday evening between 4 and 6 p.m. I don't know if we closed the gates or what, but if we could check on that. I don't know if you noticed the news yesterday. We had a shooting at the Pinecrest Mobile Home Park, just west of Twilight Meadows on Jefferson Page Road, probably about a mile and a half before we get to the park. They stated that they begin to congregate a lot on Saturdays and weekends. Also, I'd like to thank Tim Weaver for providing a map of District 12 of all the oil and gas, of all of the gas wells that are currently being drilled and the prospective drills. And if they would, I would like for them to check the DNR or the Office of Conservation and take that same map and see if they can get an overlay of all of the transmission pipelines, compressors, and relief valves that's transferring the oil and gas within the areas of District 12. Also on Sunday, September the 12th, from 11:30 a.m. until 3:30 p.m. Pleasant Hill Baptist Church, located at 4670 Lakeshore Drive, will be given the second dose of the Pfizer and J&J vaccines. They will also be available for booster shots, and also the boosters will be for the immune suppressed persons. So they would know what that is once they come there. And the doses will be the Pfizer and the J&J. 12-year-olds and up, 12-year-olds must be accompanied by a parent or a guardian. Also on Saturday, September 18th, from 10 a.m. until 2 o'clock p.m., Pleasant Hill Baptist Church will partner with Life Share Blood Center. We'll be doing a blood drive at 4670 Lakeshore Drive, Saturday, September 18th, from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. Donate blood and receive a free t-shirt while the supplies last. And let us not please forget this Saturday, September 11th, the 20th anniversary of the attack on America, September 11th, 2001. 2,977 people were killed from the New York City Towers, Washington, D.C. Pentagon, and the Shanksville, Pennsylvania field, where the airline was overtaken by terrorists and crashed. And also, please do not forget that there is still over 1,100 bodies and persons that have not been identified from the Twin Tower crashes. Thank you.
Commissioner Atkins.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just wanted to, on behalf of the Finance Committee, I wanted to thank Haley Barnett for preparing the budget retreat earlier this week I guess that was yesterday. She took us through a very well-structured presentation that was very informative. Unfortunately, not all commissioners were able to attend, but she has offered to meet with other commissioners as their time is available to review the proposed budget for 2022. And I would encourage you all to carve out a little time to review Haley's presentation and to reach out to her with any questions that you may have. Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay, I don't see any other commissioners with their hand up for communiques. We'll move on to the next item.
Next item is the president's report.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Clerk. I want to also piggyback on Commissioner Epperson's talk about Pitchback Park because I got some information that the shooting that happened at the mobile home park on Jefferson Page Road, it stemmed from an altercation that happened at Pitchback Park the day before. So I was going to ask to make sure that we get some additional patrols in that particular area to watch for that kind of things, not only in that park, but any park that people are gathering in under the parish auspices. Second of all, did have a talk with Miss Bunton some months ago about a process that she wanted to get involved in. I set up a meeting with her and the CCA director, Mr. Lawrence Guidry. She was saying that she wasn't able to set up a meeting with him, so I allowed a meeting to be set up with her and him. He basically sat and listened to her, listened to what she wanted to offer. He told her that basically they have a program that's in place that's similar, but he said that, you know, you can leave information and the people will come and they can actually go in from there. That wasn't good enough for her. She wanted to be injected into the process, and I told her that that was CCAA's process and that she could not be injected into it unless they wanted her to be injected into the process. I said that he did offer to let you have flyers at the location, and basically her comment was that people don't read. Well, I differ from that. If someone wants to be helped and there's information for them to see, they will read it and get that information to help them. Proof to that is the emergency rental assistance. They read that information, they applied the applications, and they're getting it. Today, we had a Ngo Appropriations Meeting. We had $1.9 million worth of requests to go through. The committee basically had a recommendation of $781,500. And I think that that's amazing that we was able to cut it down because our budget basically was less than that. So we had to make some drastic cuts. Some things we know that we have to do year in and year out. Some of the agencies that we support year in and year out, like CCAA, like the Meals on Wheels program, like the food bank. And then there are some other programs that we support that's parish-wide or within a certain region. So to be slighted to say that they only got $5,000, you know, some organizations didn't get anything at all. I don't take things personal, but at the same time, we need to make sure that we keep everything professional. One of the things that, and she addressed it in her comments, is that she talks with a lot of passion. Well, that's fine, but sometimes you need to tone your passion down because if everybody gets passionate, nobody hears nobody. So I just want to tell Ms. Bunn that, you know, if she felt offended by my language because of how I had to get across for her to hear what I had to say, I'm sorry about that. But in a normal tone, you wasn't listening to me. So when I said what I said, I got your attention. That's all I have on the president report. Make the motion now to go back to our regular agenda.
Second.
Oh.
Been moved by the chair, seconded by Commissioner Epperson to go back to our regular agenda. Next item, Mr. Clerk.
Okay, that brings us to visitors, where the item that we have on the agenda today is the Tax Board of Review presentation from our assessor, Mr. Charles Hennington, who is on the line now.
How y'all doing today? It's nice to be on a Zoom meeting with y'all, but I'd rather be in person. I will read a letter I read to you every year, and it's as assessor in and for the parish of Caddo. This is to certify that the assessments on property located in and or accessible in Caddo Parish have been listed and assessed in accordance with Title 47, Section 1992. It is further certified that the said assessments have been exposed for public review for 15 calendar days beginning August 19th, 2021 and ending September 2nd, 2021. Said certification of above is hereby given to the Board of Review as required by Title 47, Section 1992. We do not have any appeals this year, so there is no reason to have an appeal hearing. So this is my report.
Are there any questions for Mr. Hennington? See no comments or no questions. Charles, I think Commissioner Jackson has his hands up now.
Hey, Charlie, how you doing?
Oh, doing great. How are you?
I'm well. Reassessments, they are how far out?
Oh, that was last year. So the next one will be in 2024.
So if any changes in assessments will at least be a 3-year.
Well, now, any changes we do during other times, we send out assessment letters, change of assessment letters, and we did that this year. Anything went up 15% or more, we sent those out this year. We had about 4,000, I believe.
Okay. But we're looking at a 2020, you say 2024?
That's correct.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna put that in my back pocket. I might need it.
You might use it.
I hope folks will listen. Thanks, Charlie.
Okay.
Yes,
Seeing
sir.
no other commissioners. Thank you, Charlie, for coming and giving us that information. Next
Okay,
item.
I'll send this letter up to Jeff shortly.
Thank you very
Okay,
much.
thanks.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, you ready for the next item?
Mr.
Yes.
President, I had a question. I'm trying to figure out what group, did I miss something? You spoke on a group. What group was that?
I'll talk to you about it offline.
Say it again. I can't hear you.
I'll talk to you about it offline.
I'm saying, did somebody call?
Yeah, it was a call, but
Okay.
we'll talk about it offline.
Okay.
Next item, Mr. Clerk.
The next item is to adopt regular session minutes. You do have 2 sets of regular session minutes today. The first is the minutes from the August 5th, 2020.
Chair moves to adopt the regular session from August the 5th and August the 9th. Then global and adopt those 2 minutes.
Second.
Then moved by the chair, seconded by Commissioner Hopkins, to global and adopt regular session minutes for August the 5th and August the 19th. Does that pass by acclamation?
Yes.
Yes.
Hearing no nays, it passes by acclamation, Mr. Clerk.
Okay, that brings us to special resolutions where we have none on the agenda today, nor do we have any items under public hearing for zoning ordinances in cases or public hearings on ordinances. Just to help clarify, when we missed our last meeting, we did have several public hearings that were advertised on that date. In order to advertise those again for this meeting, the public notice would not have gone out until today. So we felt that that would not have given the public an appropriate amount of notice. So those are going to have to be rescheduled for our following meeting. And we're happy to provide any additional details if y'all have any, but it was just one of those scheduling things where it wasn't going to be able to happen. So that brings us to zoning ordinances for final passage. We have none, nor do we have the ordinances for final passage today. So that brings us to zoning ordinances for introduction by title. The first item is to introduce ordinance number 6102 of 2021 in relation to zoning case 21-27-P. It's an ordinance to amend volume 2 of the Code of Ordinances of the Parish of Caddo as amended, the Caddo Parish Unified Development Code, by amending the zoning of property located on the north side of Ellerby Road at the end of Redrick Drive, Caddo Parish, Louisiana, from R17 Single Family Residential District to C1 Neighborhood Commercial District, and otherwise provide with respect thereto. The next, that's the only one in that section. The next item is ordinances for introduction by title, where we do have several today. The first item is to introduce ordinance number 6104 of 2021. It's an ordinance amending the budgets of estimated revenues and expenditures for the Building Maintenance Fund, Capital Improvement Fund, General Fund, Parks and Recreations Fund, Oil and Gas Fund, Public Works Fund, Detention Facilities Fund, Juvenile Justice Fund, Riverboat Fund, and the Solid Waste Fund for the year 2021 to terminate completed or lapsed capital projects and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. The next item for introduction is ordinance number 6105 of 2021. It's an ordinance amending the budget of estimated revenues and expenditures for the E. Edward Jones Housing Trust Fund for the year 2021 to appropriate emergency rental assistance program from the state of Louisiana and otherwise provide with respect thereto. The next item is ordinance introducing ordinance number 6106 of 2021. It's an ordinance amending the budget of estimated revenues and expenditures for the E. Edward Jones Housing Trust Fund for the year 2021 to reduce the budget for the Emergency Rental Assistance Program 2 and otherwise provide with respect thereto. The next item is to introduce ordinance number 6107 of 2021, an ordinance amending the budget of estimated revenues for the American Rescue Plan Fund to provide an appropriation of up to $30,000 for the Martin Luther King Homeowners Association and otherwise provide with respect thereto. And then the next item is to introduce ordinance number 6108 of 2021. It's an ordinance amending the budgets of estimated revenues and expenditures for the Parks and Recreation Fund to appropriate No Kid Hungry grant proceeds in the amount of $49,925 and to otherwise provide with respect thereto. The final item for introduction this week is to introduce ordinance number 6110 of 2021. It's an ordinance amending section 8.8 to expand training opportunities for animal control officers. And that concludes that section. Would you like me to go ahead and move on to work session minutes?
Yes, sir.
All right. Under work session minutes, you do have two sets of minutes there from the August 16th work session and the September 7th work session.
I move that we adopt the August 16th and the September 7th work session minutes.
Second.
Been moved by Commissioner Epperson to Global and adopt the August 16th and September 7th work session minutes for 2021, and it was seconded by Commissioner Gage Watts. Does that pass by acclamation?
Yes.
Hearing no nays, it passes by acclamation.
Okay.
Next item.
That brings us to resolutions, where we do have three items today. The first is resolution number 62 of 2021. It's a resolution to relocate the polling place for precinct 72 from LSUS Baptist Student Center, 1 University Place, Shreveport, Louisiana, 71115 to University Elementary School at 9900 Smitherman Drive, Shreveport, Louisiana, 71115, and otherwise providing with respect thereto.
Move to approve.
Second.
Been moved by Commissioner Atkins, seconded by Commissioner Lazarus to approve resolution number 62 of 2021. Commissioner Atkins, you want to speak to your motion?
Well, I'll speak briefly. LSUS has been growing dramatically, and they have grown into and consumed the location that we used to use for voting. So we had to find an alternative location. We were fortunate enough to find University Elementary School had some room to accommodate us.
Okay. Commissioner Hopkins.
Yes, I'd like to move resolution 62 in globo and move for approval 62, resolution 62, 63, and 64.
Second.
I'd like to.
It's been moved by Commissioner Hopkins to englobo and adopt 62, 63, 64. It was seconded by Commissioner
Atkins.
Is it Lazarus? Atkins? Okay. Commissioner Hopkins, you want to speak to your motion?
No.
All right. Commissioner Jackson, your hand up.
Yeah, I'd like to make a substitute motion to englobo 62, 63 and postpone 64. I get a second on that.
Second.
Been moved by Commissioner Jackson and seconded by Commissioner Epperson to Englobo 62 and
That was-
63 and postpone.
That was Burrell.
That was Burrell, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, okay. Been moved by Commissioner Jackson and seconded by Commissioner Burrell to englobo and adopt 62 and 63 and postpone 64 until.
Oh, until, I don't know, next meeting. I don't know. I got a call. I talked to Dale this morning, so want to postpone it real quick.
The next next regular session.
That's fine. Because I don't even think the what's his name will be until, they got to push back too. So, and I think something's going on at the Secretary of State as well. So.
All right. Commissioner Jackson, you want to speak to your motion?
Oh, I thought I was. I'm just asking to postpone. I have conversations with the registrar of voters, so I'm gonna follow up with him and see. My understanding there may be something that the Secretary of State office is looking at as well. So, but they still feel that they'll have time with just a postponement, particularly with the election being pushed back due to Hurricane Ida. So.
Roll call, Mr. Clerk.
Okay, this is on the substitute motion to englobo and adopt 63 and 62 and postpone 64 until your next regular session. Commissioner Hopkins.
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson.
Yes.
Commissioner Jackson.
Yes.
Commissioner Young.
Yes.
Commissioner Burrell. Commissioner
Yes.
There, okay, I heard you. Thank you. Commissioner Cawthorn.
Yes.
Commissioner Gage Watts.
Yes.
Commissioner Talaferro.
Yes, sir.
Commissioner Atkins.
Yes.
Commissioner Chavez.
Yes.
Commissioner Lazarus.
Yes.
And Commissioner Epperson.
Yes.
All right, that motion passes with 12 in support and none in opposition. And that brings you to old business where you have no items. Similarly, there are no items under new business today. You've already addressed your communiques and reports. And that brings us to citizens' comments, late arrivals, where again, citizens are asked you to fill out a comment card online. We did not receive any comment cards online, and I will double check real quick and just make sure that none have come in during the meeting. I don't see any. So at this point, the phone number is 318-226-6596. Again, that's 318-226-6596. If anybody should want to call in for a late arrival citizen comment.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Commissioner Epperson.
I'd just like to make a brief announcement that I had forgotten. I think may be relevant.
Okay, but you're okay. You were muted there for a second.
Okay. I'd just like to state that you may be aware that the Secretary of State and the governor has moved the elections. So note those dates. October the 9th has been moved to November the 8th. And the November the 8th, which would have been the runoff, has been moved to December the 11th. However, don't take my word for it. Go to sos.la.gov, that's secretaryofstate.la.gov, and check on that and make sure you get the correct information. For those of you that have received your mail-in ballots, go ahead and complete them and mail them in. They still will be counted. Thank you.
If you don't have any calls, Mr. Clerk, we move to the next item.
I didn't see any calls come in. Linda, can you confirm unless you had any callers holding that I didn't see?
Have any callers?
Thank you very much. There are no callers. And that brings us to the
Next item.
final
Move to
item.
adjourn.
The motion been made to adjourn by 3 or 4 commissioners. Goodbye, everybody.